Hey guys, Leo here, and this video is going to be a little different. On this one you will soon see that there is no EVPs or video footage. This case happened so quickly that we didn't have time to prepare. Instead, I'm going to tell you guys this story just like any ghost story should be told.
Done with a voiceover, with some cool image in the background, and a somber voice. And if you guys like this, let me know, and this may be what I do when I read your stories. Now on to mine. In the month of June this past year, I was hanging with one of my friends who was training to be part of the Zodiacs. Just in case he doesn't want his real name revealed, we'll call him Pisces. It was just around midnight, and Pisces and I pull up into his driveway to drop him off for the night. And as we sat there, he was telling me about all the creepy stuff that was happening recently. This was normal, since a lot seemed to happen where he lived. But one thing that always kept coming up was about a man who was in his basement. And every time I've been in his basement, I could always feel the presence of something just watching us. Nothing threatening ever happened, so I'd never been called to do a cleansing or even an investigation. Pisces lives with both of his parents, siblings, and 2 nieces. And before Pisces went into the house, both of his nieces came out. One was 9 and the other was 13, but both are very bright and friendly girls, and they wanted to know some of my adventures as an investigator. As I'm talking, they start telling me about their experiences. The ghostly man in the basement came up, and what was creepy about it is that the girls slept in the basement, and it wasn't far from where the man's presence was felt. So I listened. They told me about how things would fall and move, and how they would feel like someone's watching them. And at first I wasn't sure if they were scared because they were watching ghost hunters, or if it was really happening. But then they told me something that I wasn't expecting. They said that one day, while laying in bed, the older girl sat up and started speaking in tongues or strange speech, then gathered up all of her stuffed animals and dolls and taped their mouths shut, and laid back down and passed out. Instantly I was shocked, mainly because she wasn't scared by it at all. I gave her my card and told her to call me if this happens again, and then I would come down and clean out the spirits of the house. She smiled and agreed and went inside. Pisces and I decided to stay outside and talk some, and in the corner of my eye, it looked like a black shadow was standing at the edge of the house. And as I turned, it darted past the cars and faced into the house. I could see the shadow was about 6 foot tall, but no details. Soon after, Pisces gets a call on his phone. It was one of the nieces, and they were freaking out. They told us to come inside and go down to the basement. I grabbed the EMF that I had with me and my dowsing rods. It was all I had next to the emergency cleansing kit, so we went downstairs. The basement is about the size of the house, but all open, and it was filled with boxes and tubs and old furniture. It turns out that his mother is a collector of sorts, and goes around buying antiques and boxes with old items in them. So instantly I thought, if it's connected to one of these items, it could be any of them. The girl pointed out that in the back right corner of the basement, there were a few pipes that were on the ground. They said that they were sitting up against the wall, and as they were talking, they all just fell. I said okay, and I said while I was down there I'd do an EMF sweep. The little one said she was too scared and wanted to go upstairs, but the older one wanted to stay and watch. I told her it was fine, but as long as she tells me if she feels or hears anything. She agreed. So I started to walk around while Pisces kept her company, and as soon as I get into the back corner, my meter turns red and stays red, which means there's a strong electromagnetic field near. And I waited and then asked, "Are you there?" The field disappeared, and I looked for an electrical outlet or wire, but in the cement basement I didn't find anything. I walked around for a few minutes looking for an energy again, but I didn't find anything until the girl's bed, and it was striking red again. I asked him, "Are you there?" He ran away real quick, but then came back. So I said, "So you are here. Is there a reason you like these girls?" It said yes. "Are you protecting them?" No answer. "Do you watch them?" It said yes. "Do you like watching them?" It said yes again. Then I started having an uncomfortable feeling that it wasn't watching over them, but more or less watching them as they changed and slept. "Do you like these girls, like more than friends?" It said yes, but it was faint. "Do you like watching them while they sleep and dress?" No answer. "Are you still by me?" No answer. Then a young girl calls out to me, stating that she has a headache and doesn't feel good. I look at my EMF and it started flashing red all over her. I told her to stay calm and gave the EMF to Pisces to look around for electromagnetic field around her and to see if it's a false reading. I gave her my silver cross to wear just in case it was trying to possess her again, and to keep it away from her. As I was telling her to stay calm and that everything was okay, Pisces confirmed that he couldn't pick up any fields. And as he came back over, she stated that she was feeling better, and we saw the EMFs were normal again. So I pulled out my dowsing rods. I asked him, was there a spirit with us? And said yes. I asked if it was watching her, and it said yes. I asked if it was watching her because it liked watching her while she changed and slept, and it said yes. I asked if it was acting like a pedophile, and it said yes. And at this point, the girl was being helplessly watched and touched by the spirit of a pedophile. I was not about to stand for that. So I asked the dowsing rods if it's connected to an item down there. It said yes. I said, show me. Now remember, this basement is full of boxes stacked on each other and loose furniture everywhere. And each box has a different item in it. But luckily the rods took me to the back right corner where the pipes fell. But then I turned to a stack of tubs, all full with things on top of them. From here, I asked about each tub and if the item was in them. It said no until the very bottom, and of course, it was the very bottom. So I unstacked everything and opened the last tub. In it turned out to be a bunch of old clothes, 80s, maybe 90s era. So I asked again, is it one of these items? It said yes. So I started digging around, thinking it was going to be clothes. But then my hand touched something hard and square and big. As I pulled it out, I noticed the word Playboy. And not just any Playboy. On the front there was a younger girl, and I mean probably younger than I've seen most of them have on them. And not just that, but it was dated around late 80s maybe. I asked, is this the item? The dowsing rods went straight to yes. I waved Pisces over and told him what I found. When he tried to open it, most of the pages were stuck together, meaning there was definitely DNA on this book. And by book, I mean it was a big book, not just a normal size magazine. It was definitely high dollar. So we have the item that the device said the spirit is connected to, and DNA of the possible suspect. So we put it in a bag and took it outside. Then we made a makeshift stone circle, surrounding it with salt and placing the book in the middle. We said our prayers and incantations and doused it with lighter fluid. Then we salt and burned this book till there was nothing left but ash. I then went inside and did a quick cleansing, just in case. I told them if they feel anything else to call me. And I said my goodbyes and I left. Since then, they haven't had any issues from the basement, so I'd say this case is closed. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that. If you liked this and want to see more stuff like this, then please don't be afraid to tell us. And please, don't be afraid to tell us about one of your times you experienced a ghost, and maybe I'll say it like this on our channel. All you gotta do is contact us on our social medias below. Also, make sure you poke that subscribe button so you can come back for more supernatural investigations like this. And if you enjoyed this, please leave a like and comment below if you like this more or you'd rather see my face. Thanks, I hope you enjoyed this. Remember, have fun and be safe out there. We'll see you in the next one.